Well, Bomber fans, joined now by a man he's bounced in this morning. A, because he's close to home. B, because he's got a role with the Colonial Brewing Company. And C, because he's playing his first game in 2 years. Tom Bell-Chambers, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Very excited. It's obviously a very exciting morning for me. Playing my first game this weekend for a couple of years, and to get back down here to the brewery, which is also very exciting.
So does your role extend beyond just liking to drink their beer and hanging out here in this cool space?
It certainly will over the when it evolves, but at the moment it's drinking a bit of beer, and it's trying to get the brand out there and grow the brand. It's obviously a very exciting brand, and to have Essendon officially partner with this brand, it's great. And I play a role in that now to try and I guess grow that brand through the football club and try and get it out there to the people.
How are you feeling, Tommy? I mean, round 10, 2015 is a long time ago. You've only played 18 games since the start of 2014. I mean, does it almost feel like your first game again?
It does a little bit. I had to ring the parents last night and tell them I got a game again, and it's been a while since I've done that. But yeah, I'm very excited. I have missed a lot of football, so it has been a fair while. But in saying that, I've played 2 full games in the VFL. I've played a couple of practice matches. I was able to get a lot of training in last year. I didn't do a hell of a lot of the pre-season, but I'm very confident with where my body's at the moment, and yeah, I'm extremely excited to get back out there with the boys this weekend.
How do you deal with it? Now, you've had a lot of injuries. I mean, there's obviously the physical limitations from being injured. What about the mental aspect of it, and how challenging has that been for you? Not only the 12 months out and so forth, but the injuries you've suffered.
Yeah, it's extremely challenging. I think I've spoken to you a bit about it before, Scotty, but probably that 12 months away from the game for me wasn't the worst thing. As you said, Jules, I've missed a lot of football in the past couple of years, so to actually go away and have 12 months away from the game, to give my body a rest, to give my mind a rest, as you're saying, Scotty, that it does take a toll, missing a lot of football. When that's what you get paid to do, that's what you want to do. And when I've missed a lot of football, yeah, it becomes hard. So to have 12 months away from the game and reassess everything and then set myself to go again, it's been really good and refreshing for me.
What about coming in this week? There's no Max Gawn and there's no Jake Spencer. We see Pedersen and probably Watson Frost. People look at the size difference and they're probably expecting you to dominate on the weekend. Does it add a bit of extra pressure coming in when you're clearly the biggest ruckman on the ground?
Well, Jules and I expect you to dominate.
Yeah, 3 Brownlow votes already.
I don't think it adds too much extra pressure. I've played against both those guys before. They're both very competitive. It's hard. Yes, I'm the taller ruckman out there, but a lot of the time, we saw Sean McKernan ruck round 1 and 2 and played some really good football. And you would almost say he's undersized, but he played some really good football. So I don't think you can read too much into it, and I certainly won't. But I haven't played for 2 years, mate. So I expect myself to go out there and play the role for the team and play well. But at the same time, it's just another game for me.
Now you're a man of the people, a man of the locker room, Tom. The suspended boys and they've come back. We're 5 games in. There was a lot of discussion before the season how they would go, find it hard, and we heard John's comments a couple of weeks ago. How are they finding it?
Yeah, I think from a physical point of view, they seem to be holding up really well. Obviously, this kind of next 2 or 3 weeks, we've got a short turnaround, and then we travel. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out of that, the other side of that. But at the moment, I spoke to Job yesterday. He said he's pulled up really well from the game, and he's excited to play again this week. Hooksy, he's really enjoying his role up forward, so that's kind of been refreshing for him. But I think physically and mentally, the guys, they're in really great shape. It's I think John's comments maybe got taken a little bit out of context, but from a holistic point of view from that group, everyone's had maybe little niggles here and there over the pre-season and over the first month or so, but I think they're pretty good, in pretty good shape.
What about, you've played a lot of footy with Paddy Ryder, where there was basically 2 ruckman forwards in the side. Do you think that you're going to get the opportunity to do that with Matty Leuenberger, or is it more the coaches are going to go one or the other? How do you feel about that?
I'd like to think that that'd be an option down the track. Probably not at the moment. I think it all depends on form as well. Like I have to obviously be playing good football, and Louis has to be playing good football as well for him to warrant playing us both in the same side. And then from there, it's one of us has to be marking the ball up forward, and kicking goals, or else it just doesn't work. So a lot of teams aren't playing the 2 ruckmen at the moment, but I think there is I think there is potential if we're both up and going and playing good football to have us both in the same side. I know John's done it at West Coast before, so I know he's a fan of it. It's just up to us whether we can, put it together and make it happen.
Been a pretty impressive start this year, I think, overall. Most teams in your position, I'm sure, would be talking about, well, what do we need to do to make finals and work back from there? Is it a different conversation around the team because of the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably getting both the groups, playing consistent football, consistent Essendon football, and then that'll take care of itself. If we can play the brand of football that we think we can, and we know we can, then I think we'll definitely be in the hunt for finals at the end of the year. It's such an even competition now. Anyone can beat anyone on their day. So from that point of view, it's really exciting for us. And I'm 28 this year, so for the older guys, it's really exciting. It's not, the competition is very even, and we'd definitely be pushing for finals, I'd hope.
What do you think about, it's unusual for a player to be coming into the side. You haven't played with Darcy Parish, you haven't played with Andy McGrath, Josh Green. There's a lot of players you actually haven't played a game with yet. Yeah,
I guess, but I've trained a lot with them, so it kind of doesn't really feel, it feels strange. I haven't played a game with them, but I sit next to these blokes in the locker room all day, so I know them quite well. And it's just, I guess, the next step in progression to go out and play a game of football with them. I've trained a lot with them. It might feel strange. I got a few texts last night from the boys saying excited to play with you for the first time, and so am I. But it's a strange feeling, like it has been a long time, but at the same time, it's lace the boots up and go again.
You're the sort of guy that gets nervous before a game. Is it any different this week than?
Certainly am. Yeah, no, I do. I tend to get very nervous. I played my first few games, and Scotty was out there, and I'm not sure if Scotty remembers, but I used to be physically ill before I'd run out there. So hopefully that's changed, and I should be all right. But I still to a degree get fairly nervous, and I think that's not a bad thing.
What are your early memories of each other, you two? You did cross over for a couple of years.
Yeah, the big fella came in.
Go easy on me, Scotty.
No. I reckon that the one area was had to work on his fitness.
Yep.
But extremely talented. Yeah, extremely talented, and played really quickly and did a good job. Yeah, and rookie pick, pre-season draft. Pre-season draft.
Yeah.
So another player like that's come in and had a real impact for the club, be it rookie list or pre-season draft pick, which are a thing of the past now. But certainly enjoyed, I think, getting out and about. I was at the other end, so I appreciated on the Monday morning where we would reflect in the locker room,
living your life
on some of the exploits of our more younger members who shone after dark.
Yes.
Tom was one of those.
Right, yes. Now, Tom, tough summer for you. You're not living with Kale anymore.
Sad.
But you're living very close. You couldn't quite get away.
I couldn't quite get away. No, he kicked me out. He kicked me out of the house, and his missus moved in, so it's probably fair enough. We'd lived together for about 5 years, I think, so it was about time for me to go. And I ended up getting a place just on the same street, actually, about 500 metres up the road. So not too far, but I'm enjoying my time by myself.
Now, he's a good footballer. He's a nice guy. Any weaknesses with Carl? Has he got any annoying habits, or give us a little bit of dirt on him?
What do you think of the?
Apart from his haircut.
Yeah, what do you think of the dirt?
I'm
sure you've had some chats.
I've been very vocal. I'm not happy about it. I don't agree with it at all. No, he's what's his weaknesses? Good question. No, Kale's he strives for greatness, Kale, and you can see that in his football, and he just loves the challenge, and he's really enjoying a challenge of going up forward and playing up forward at the moment. And I think, although maybe he hasn't had his best month of football, he's still looked extremely dangerous, and he still kicked goals for the team. I think, he's not far from just completely tearing a game apart, I think. It's a new challenge for him. Scotty's done it. Scotty's been down back, gone up forward, and I can see Kale staying up forward and playing some really good football for the team throughout the year.
How does a man that's striving for greatness get the hair so wrong? Kale.
I know. We need to get him in here. We need to sit him down, and we need to have a chat to him, I think.
Mind you, he's not on his own. There is many a player rolling with the top knot man bun at the minute, isn't
I don't
it?
know. I don't know who started it. I don't know where it came from, but it just genuinely has to stop. It's it's not good enough.
We're starting a campaign right now on the Friday Footy panel.
Yeah, get rid of the top. Now stick with us, Tommy. Coming up, plenty of questions off the Twitter page at Essendon FC for Tommy Bell Chambers.